All right, hey guys, really quick, I just wanted to make a quick disclosure for the video that you're about to watch, and don't mind the dog walking around behind you. This video is long, man. So I realized that not everyone has the same attention span that I do when it comes to watching videos about like settings and stuff. So if you want to, feel free to go ahead and skip around the video, or you could literally watch the thing from front to end. There's a lot of content in there that I don't really want to edit out because, you know, for the people that are super detail oriented like me, they're going to catch a lot of like fine details. I'm going to edit it a little bit, but guys, it's a good 30-minute video. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready. All right. I got a little music in the background to take your mind off it, but it's long. So feel free to skip around and get the information that you need, guys. All right. Much love. I'll see you guys. Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy FoxDPS, back at it again. Alright, so this time I'm just gonna crack right into what I'm trying to say, because I got a lot today, guys. So this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, alright? I've been wanting to make a controller guide on how to bring your sensitivity over from Warzone to Apex. This is for my controller boys out there. Now, usually when I play Apex, I'm on mouse and keyboard. I've been on mouse and keyboard mostly my whole life with shooting games. Other than like way back in the day, but when I started like transitioning into trying to get serious about shooting games, mouse and keyboard is where it was at for me. Now, that being said, the reason that I'm making this video on controller is because first of all, I got back into the controller gang for about 4 months or so, 3-4 months in Warzone, because mouse and keyboard for me personally, now I'm not saying for you, but for me personally, because I wasn't getting the frames that I wanted to out of Warzone, mouse and keyboard felt really weird. Specifically, turning my mouse, it didn't feel like the same sensitivity. It kind of fluctuated with the frames. You know, that's another topic for another video if you guys want me to go into that a little bit more. I did a lot of research into it, and you know, I'm not the only one that feels that way either. So I hopped on and played controller for a while, and I kind of relearned how things work on that, because when I play on mouse and keyboard in a shooting game, I have a pretty good in the middle sensitivity that I get enough precision out of my sensitivity. It's low enough where I get nice precision, nice tracking, but it's high enough where I get a lot of mobility in even the fastest games. You know, maybe like the more difficult end of games for me to play with my sensitivity is Overwatch or Fortnite, that requires a lot of movement. But it's still good enough. I could still, you know, build in Fortnite. I could still track and zip around with Tracer. But then it's still low enough to where I can play Counter-Strike, and that's on the lower end. You need a lot of precision in that game, but I could still pull off some nice headshots in Counter-Strike or Valorant. You know, I can track fairly well on those games, even though I don't play them that much. I'm sure I could get better if I played more, but you know, it's just not for me at this current time. So I have taken that sensitivity every game that I've gone to, and just to let you guys know, in Apex, my sensitivity on mouse and keyboard is it says 1.3, but it's actually 1.25 and 800 DPI. That equates to 41.56 centimeters. And I've taken that sensitivity between every game that I've changed to on stream, so that I could just hop in, sensitivity feels the same. Now I don't have to learn my aim, I can just learn the game itself and learn the mechanics, and I'm good to go. I can start shooting, kind of like how Shroud's able to go in between every game. Guess what, guys? That's why he's able to do it, believe it or not. You know, I don't know exactly how Shroud's doing it, if he's doing it himself, if he's got another guy, but yeah, I mean, I've looked at his sensitivities. They are just about the same all across the board. And that's how he's able to hop onto another shooting game and just pop off within 15 minutes of playing the game. So that's really great. It's well and good for mouse and keyboard. However, you know, we have mousesensitivity.com. We have different types of calculators for mouse and keyboard, but we don't have anything for controller. And I didn't care before until recently, because now, as opposed to what I was doing as a kid, I actually care about that, because you know, you get older, wiser, and you want to kind of integrate more ideas into the things that you do. And for me, it's gaming. So what I've found, what I've done is taken my sensitivity from Warzone, because, you know, there's a lot of things that I have a problem with on that game. I don't agree with everything when it comes to Warzone. I really like how it feels. I like how the characters move. The game sounds sometimes. And I particularly, for this video, I really like how it feels when I turn my controller and aim. It feels really good. And I had Apex similar, because I've used the Apex settings, and because on Warzone, I play a 5.5 on dynamic. So, and with a .08 dead zone. And we'll get into all of that. So, you know, I played 4.4 on this game. Now, if you play 6.6 on Warzone, like a lot of people do, you'd be closer to a 5.5. However, you know, at first I thought it was the same, but when I started getting a little more controller experience under my belt, I started realizing that it's not as similar as I thought it was, and that a lot had to change because I started kind of like getting really precise about it. So when I do play a controller in this game, which I do from time to time, it's nice to sit back, go on the sticks, and still be able to play decently well. So I do it sometimes, or especially for other games like Final Fantasy or whatever. Yeah, I was starting to notice that it wasn't the same, man. So yeah, 4.4 is close to 5.5. Apex 4.4, it's close to Warzone 5.5 dynamic, and standard. And yeah, 5.5 Apex is close to 6.6 in Warzone, but it's not the same. All right, so, you know, and just in case you're trying to get something similar and you don't want to go through with all the rest of what I'm going to say, you know, you're going to want to go with 4.4. So here you want to just go with like 4 and put it on same, because that's the same as 4.4, you know. Look sensitivity is going to match up. And then response curve, I had classic. I haven't gone through all of these guys, to be honest with you. But I think classic is a little more close to standard in COD. All right. I'm not going to go into this too much. You can experiment with it if you want. We're going into the nitty gritty. You know, we're going to advanced look controls. Look dead zone small. But this is where everything changes, guys. So I discovered these advanced look controls, and it's amazing. So why should you believe me on this? All right, because this Fox dude, you know, like he said, he's all about the mouse and keyboard. Like, I don't think he's out here looking out for the controller gang. Look, guys, I put a lot of time into this, and I'll admit it's not perfect. All right, but there's no videos out here for this. Just about, there's very few, and the ones that I've looked at, they got it pretty close. Like Speros made one. Speros is a good player, and I'm not saying that he's wrong, man, but you know, I want to improve on those videos that are out there, because there are some things that they haven't covered that I looked into. I spent hours on this, boys. All right, and I'm about to show you how. I'm not gonna do the whole thing for you, but I'm gonna show you how dedicated I am to getting this going. All right, so literally, this is what I'll do. I've done this many times. I'll go onto a map that has like a lot of little details and stuff, like a custom match with no bots, no time limit, and I'll just go in there with a pistol, right? Because like pistol, you know, you go in with like a P2020 or a wingman in Apex, and I'll find something on the ground. So I'll find like some kind of line, right? So like in this case, you know, I'll go to like a shadow here. I got shadows in the way, but if I turn this way, perfect. All right, I'll look straight down, completely all the way down. I'll put one hand on the controller. Guys, this is crazy, right? I'll put one hand on the controller. I'll have a timer on my phone that I can hit with one press of a button. As soon as I press that button at the same exact time, I'm spinning and I'm stopping once my crosshair hits that shadow again, all the way around. Boom. So like I'll see it, boom. Yeah, that wasn't so good. I'll see it, you know, I'll start, stop, go back, start, stop. Now this is the minutia that I've gone into. All right, I've seen how many times you guys saw that I didn't have it perfect every time, so I'll literally write down how many times it's this amount of time, because sometimes it'll be like 0.8, sometimes it'd be 0.6, but about 8 times out of 10 I'll get 0.7. So the one that I get most often, and I'll average it all together, right? It comes to 0.7 on a 5.5. 0.7. You know, 0.6. Oh, I got 0.8 here. Oh, 0.7. I got 0.7 again, right? So I average everything together and it comes to 0.7. Now, if you're on a 6 sensitivity, your average is actually going to come to a 0.6. And if you're on a 4 sensitivity in Warzone, your average is going to come to a 0.8 seconds. Now I've gone and done the same exact thing, and it's kind of hard to like find a spot, but I've found a spot maybe like this where I'm looking straight up and it's at the top of this lamp, man. I'll start at the very bottom. Boom. Boom, like that. Like that. And I've gotten the sensitivity for that. So vertical sensitivity. And I've even done it for aim down sights on the pistol. Remember, pistol, no sights, nothing. P2020 in Apex, no sights, nothing. 360, average it out. Pistol, on the top, average it out. You know, like I'll aim at the line of this brick. Bottom to top, average it out, you know? I've gone and done all of that, guys. So I'll show you my Warzone settings really quick. All right, my dead zone is 0.08. Now yours could be completely different. You want your dead zone to be as low as possible without getting stick drift. You just don't want stick drift. All right, don't go higher than that. Once the stick drift disappears, that's your dead zone. For me, having my dead zone under a 0.08 gives me stick drift. It starts the crosshair will start moving on its own. I don't want that. Horizontal stick 5, vertical stick sensitivity 5, ADS 1.0, low zoom and high zoom, because I want everything to feel the same. When I zoom in, it doesn't feel slower, it feels the same speed. The only reason it'll feel slower is because I'm zooming in and getting a little more precision that way. Aim response curve dynamic. Now the other popular one is standard, but I think a lot of people, once Warzone was kind of kicking off and we had been playing for about a year or so, I think a lot of people have switched to dynamic. A lot of people who watch my stream have asked, yo, like, I see you play dynamic, you know, what do you think about it? Because I play standard. I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta try it out, because basically you're getting the best of the smooth transition of standard, and you're getting that sharp response time of linear and that muscle memory, because this is basically this is as close as linear, as close as you can get to mouse and keyboard. You're getting that muscle memory, but you're getting that smooth speed transition that you get from standard. So, you know, both of them had the pros and cons. I feel that almost all of those pros and cons are ironed out with dynamic, so a lot of people have switched to it. You know, you guys can see all of that. 0.08, 5.5, 1.0, dynamic, you know, controller vibration disabled, aim assist standard, scale aim assist with FOV enabled. All right, so that's everything that I've done. That is why you should trust that I've put the time in. You know, obviously it's not perfect, but you guys find what works best for you. We're gonna switch over to Apex now. and I'm going to show you the settings that I've landed on and kind of explain them a little bit and how to tweak them for yourself in case you don't play on a 5.5. All right, so we're back on Apex now, and yeah, I'm going to show you guys. Basically, see, it's the P2020 that I was talking about. Iron sights. There's nothing on it. You know, it's just it's a pistol, just like the Glock or whatever that I just had in Warzone or Modern Warfare, basically. So I've done the thing like that. I've done the ADS, 360. I've done the up and down, ADS up and down. Twice to say though, I've done all of that and tried to make it feel similar to what we have in Warzone, because a lot of people are moving over to Apex now and trying it out, at least because Warzone's it's in a rough spot, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm here too. All right, so yeah, like I said, if you're on a 6.6, you might want to go with 5.5, but these are my advanced look controls. I'm on 5.5, like I said. You can go back and see all of that in the video. But I found that the percentage here is actually pretty darn close to what we're getting in Warzone for the dead zone. All right, so basically, okay, you want to go down to advanced look controls. Custom look controls will be off normally. You just want to go over and turn them on like that, and then it switches you over to the advanced controls instead of this basic stuff right here. And also I have the vibration off. So dead zone is the same. I use a 0.08 in Warzone. I use an 8% in this game. It is darn near the same. Shout out to Speros, he got that exactly right. 0.08 out of 1.0 is 8%. So I mean, it's the same deal, man. Whatever percent or whatever your Warzone dead zone is, that's your percent in Apex. Okay, so now this is for dynamic, guys. If you're using standard still, I want to say that to get pretty close to what standard feels like, you're just gonna end up bumping this response curve up to the default, which is like, it's like 10. I don't use standard, but I think it's about 10. Mess with it a little bit, it'll probably feel pretty darn close to what you're using. But I seriously strongly suggest that you use dynamic in Warzone and at least try my settings here, see how you like them, and then tweak them to your liking. Because ALC it's way better. ALC is way better than the default controls, man. I'm telling you. Once you get used to it, it's way better. Just gotta find what works for you. So I found that about 5 or 6 here feels pretty darn close to dynamic, and obviously all the way at 0, that's linear. All right, so linear is a 0, 5 or 6 is a dynamic in Warzone, and about 10 is standard. Now for 5.5, keep in mind, guys, like I said, on 5.5, I don't think a lot of people are 4.4 in Warzone, to be honest with you. But anyway, 4.4, we'll talk about other sensitivities. I'm a 5.5. Most people are 6.6, so we're gonna talk about that pretty soon too. All right. Anyway, my yaw speed is 250. That's gonna be your yaw speed is what is, and everything here. You can kind of see right above my webcam up here. It says yaw speed, how quickly the view turns left to right. That's your horizontal plane, how fast you do a 360. All right, my yaw speed is 250 exactly, no give or take. This is what I've found to be identical. Pitch speed, how quickly the view turns looks up or down. So that's vertical, up, down. It's 190, and this is 5.5. All right, so these are the two most important when it comes to, like, how your hip firing feeling the same. Really quick, we're gonna go down to ADS, yaw, and pitch speed again. So this is the same. So it's when you're ADS though, it's gonna be horizontal, but when you're aiming down sights, I have this on 140. All right, this is exactly what feels the same for me. My ADS pitch speed is 95, and that's how it is aimed down sights, looking up and down. All right, cool. So now we're gonna go over the whole thing. So yaw speed 250, and at any time, guys, just feel free to pause the video and look at my numbers. Just copy them over and tweak them from there. So 250, 190. Turning extra yaw means that if I put my control stick all the way, here, let me go out really quick. You can see on my screen that that virtual controller down there. I'm pushing it all the way. Turning extra yaw speed means that if I put my stick all the way at the end, I'm still going, if I don't put it at the end and it's going kind of like this, just like a little bit, I'm still gonna get that fine movement that I'm getting from the 250 yaw speed and pitch speed. If I put it all the way at the end like that, my bad. If I put it all the way at the end like that though, it's going to suddenly start moving much faster. So that's getting me that extra movement that I wouldn't get from the normal controls. See, that's the huge thing with this in Apex. I feel like for me is that, yeah, it's great when I'm on a 3-3, a 4-4, 5-5 when I'm aiming, but when I try to respond to someone shooting me in the back, that nice slow precision that I'm usually getting from like a 4-4, all of a sudden it doesn't feel so nice when I'm trying to slowly turn myself around. With this, I can nearly snap, you know, look at that. Boom. Boom. Like, that's fast, man. That's almost mouse and keyboard fast. But I can still be nice and precise too. Like that, you know? I could still keep my hip fire pretty darn locked on because it's nice and slow when I'm not putting my stick all the way left and right. So this is the part right here. If anything else, this is the part that's going to make it feel like Warzone. Turning extra yaw, 250. Turning extra pitch, 80. Now we go down to ADS. And by the way, I have the ramp up time 0. And yeah, the ramp up delay is 0 as well. I didn't touch those. I don't think that those help at all because I already have the response curve for that, so I don't need the ramp up time. The response curve already makes it feel like that. I know that standard, you might need some of this, and I can't tell you guys exactly, to be honest with you, so I'm sorry about that. You might need a little of this, but I don't touch this. I don't think it feels good. Even if you're on standard, I think that you should leave this at 0 because this just messes with you, man. It messes with your muscle memory. 0, 0. All right, so check these settings out. Copy these all over. It's gonna be the same deal down here, man. So yaw speed again, 140. Pitch speed 95. ADS turning extra yaw is 100. ADS extra pitch is 50. That's it. I mean, that's all the settings, you know. Ramp up time here, ADS ramp up time is 0. ADS turning ramp up time, 0. If you're playing on a 6.6 in Warzone, instead of 250, you're actually going to be more towards 300 for the yaw speed. A 6.6 in Warzone. All right, this is a 5.5 in Apex. 300 yaw speed, 220 pitch. It's kind of hard to get the numbers, so sometimes you want to go like all the way to the bottom and then start bumping up. You'll get more even numbers that way. 220 pitch. Our ADS yaw speed, instead of maybe like 140 and 95, maybe you want to bump up to like 170, 180, and 135. You know, experiment with that a little bit, see what works for you. But you're just bumping that up a little bit. It's not, mostly the hip fire is going to be what's important for you. Like I said, I play 5.5. I can tell you specifically that 5.5, you know, is a little closer to my settings, guys. So, yo, guys, try these out. Like I said, you know, you don't have to do them exactly, but yo, if you want to get Warzone and Apex feeling the same, give it a shot. Copy my settings over, you know, pause where I started explaining all of my numbers and just copy the numbers over. If it doesn't feel how you like it, start modifying it a little bit to be a little closer to your liking. And let me know how you like it, guys. Anyway, once again, it's FoxDPS. If you like the video content, guys, make sure that you run the likes up, man. As many likes as you put on this video, it helps me. So if you want to see me do more videos, I got to see that you guys are responding to this, that you guys like watching this kind of thing. If you don't like watching it, you know, you want another type of content, then at least I'm going to see that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And I'll see you later. Happy hunting, boys.